coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound. Appreciate the love. Bomb. I appreciate the support, man. Pop, pop, pop. We out here, 33 years. 33 years of prison stories, man. We pushing, we rolling, man. We in our 4th year, man. Blessings, blessings upon blessings. Uh, we doing it, man. But I would be remiss if I did not say, man, supporting is definitely important. We got to support these videos, man. I know y'all like the stories. I'm going to keep bringing y'all the stories, but we have to. And I repeat, we have to support these interviews. In order for people to watch the interviews that I do on other people's platform, I also need them to be able to watch these interviews I do on this platform. The interviews I do on this platform, I do them because I feel they're important. I feel that whoever I interview is a message to be heard. So I'm asking y'all, man, to support these videos, man, because I don't want to bring nobody on this platform to get them exposure and to put it out there and letting them think that TBP Nation is gonna support them, man, and we don't support, man. So keep that in mind, man. I ask of you, if I do interviews, man, support the videos, leave comments, go support the people that's in the videos, because if I have them on my platform, that means I believe in what they're doing. So salute TBP Nation, man. We out here. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's push this thing to the max. We on the road to 200K. Cannot get there without y'all. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Salute TBP Nation. Stand up, man. It's a call to action, man. Let's get it. Let's go. Today, man, today. In conversations that I was having with somebody, it just made me think about the situation that I'm getting ready to talk about, because I was explaining to him how it was up Wallace Ridge, man, and the diabolical things that they was doing up there, and it was crazy. It was just so many different dynamics that was going on up there, man. It just really truly felt like you was in another world. And one of the main things they was doing up there, like I say, they was brutalizing people, man. They still doing it to this day, as we can see in Red Onion and Wallace Ridge. They brothers and sisters. They right beside each other, and they just ping pong you from one to the other just to keep you up there in the mountains. But what you got the dudes up there setting themselves on fire. And I would ask of you, how bad do conditions have to be that you would permanently, scar yourself, man, permanently. You can't come back from that. Setting yourself on fire, you can't come back from that. And you could lose your life. So if people are willing to go through that extreme, it should let you know how vicious the cycle is up there. And Wallace Ridge is same thing. And like I say, when I was there, man, they was brutalizing inmates. And before I had got there, it was just so much rumors about what they was doing up there. People that I knew in the system, people that had made it back from down there was coming back with, all types of injuries and scars and bruises, lifetime bruises, man. At one point in time, I heard they had the cattle prawns up there, man. They was burning people and shocking people, man. I met a dude that had a lawsuit. He had these big whelps on his face from the cattle prawn being on his face, on his back. So it was vicious, man. And I was like, boom. So anybody who was in the system, they'll tell you, they dreaded going up there. It did kind of like calm the violence down in the immediate system, because people knew the outcome. You pick that Bethlehem up, you go to war, you go to work on somebody, you gonna end up there, and them people gonna go to work on you. So it did kind of quell the violence in the system for a minute, because all of the rumors that was going on up there. Plus, it was a lot of rumors that people had lost their life up there, to the hands of the police. And it was a lot of investigations opened up on Wallace Ridge and Red Onion. And to my understanding, or to my knowledge, no one was really, like held accountable. I remember when I ended up getting up there, it was this great big size man, big old dude, man. He probably weighed 400 pounds. Lieutenant, that's what he was. And they were saying that he had, beat a dude to death in the cell, and was, vindicated from it, like saying whatever he did was justified, or, they said the dude had a weapon, or la da 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 da. But by me being in the system, I know those type of things like that is those type of stories is truly unlikely. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got a weapon, it ain't gonna be no one officer in there with you. First of all, excuse me. So that story alone really don't hold no weight, because if if a convict got a weapon in the cell, they going in with the tac team. They not gonna send no one dude in there. So however that story shook out, it didn't pan out to me, just knowing the system and how the system work and how they operate. So that was crazy to me. So I remember when I first put eyes on him, right? And I'm looking at him, and I had that knowledge in my head, and I could see his attitude. I could see he was nasty, he was mean. They walked around there like that. They walked around up in the mountains like they owned the place, because they did. You know, they talk nasty to you. They talk greasy to you. They use the N word like it's and, if, or but. They use it that common, like it ain't nothing. They be talking to you and using the N word, like it ain't nothing. And it was shocking to me. It was really shocking to me, man. And like I said, if you go back and watch the videos I did on Wallace Ridge, you'll see some of the stuff I've already said. But one of the things that I wanted to touch on in this video was the way that after all of the light was shed on them, and they had spotlights on them about the violence up there that they were creating. What type of institution you on where the officers is known, a prison institution where the officers is known to be more violent than the convicts, more violent than the inmates. You know what I'm saying? Where have you ever heard that at? This shows you the level of superiority they was thinking that they had up there. You know, then to try to calm all of that down, they ended up getting a black warden up there. They ended up promoting which used to be a unit manager. They promoted him to a warden, and they gave him the head warden job up there, just to, in my opinion, to keep the prison open, to keep the prison, economy up there going. So they put that up there to say, oh, well, there can't be too much racism up there because we got a black warden up there. But he, to me, and no offense to him, because he used to be my counselor back in the day, and he was instrumental in getting me up off of there. But he was just a figurehead, for real. They just put him up there just to kill all of them rumors about the racism that was going on up there, to knock some of the lawsuits down that was going on up there, that people had put against the institution for the violence that they was inflicting upon, the inmates and the convicts up there. So they slowed down because they knew the spotlight was on. They placed a warden in there that was black because they knew the spotlight was on. So in order for them to still do what they wanted to do to you, because they still was doing things, they just was doing it in, spots. They was doing it not as often as they was, not as open as they was. They was trying to cover it up. Because even the times that I was up there, I didn't see them inflict violence on convicts there. A brutality with my own eyes. I've seen it. So, and they switched the game up, because even though these was what I call hillbillies, they were hillbilly gangsters, man, because they knew what they was doing, and they knew what they wanted to do, and they had a disdain for black people, man. They didn't like black people. They didn't like Asian people. They didn't like nothing but their own kind, and they ain't make no bones about it. They would tell you that to your face, so what they started doing was using the gangs up there, because we in the mountains, just a level 5, level 6, the highest level, penitentiary that they got out here in Virginia. So they they was putting all the gangs up there at first. So you got everything up there. You got the Bloods, you got the Crips, you got the GDs, you got the whatever you want. They got them. They up there, and they in packs. So they was trying to make it like a gang institution because they fill them beds up because they did not have all these people that fit the criteria that was so violent in the system that you had to go up there. So they started lowering the criteria just to fill up these bed spaces so they can, make it look like, these prisons are needed. So they had gangs up there from everywhere. So it was gang infested. So what they started doing was using the gangs, right? They started using the gangs to inflict the brutality that they wanted to inflict on people. So if they get to beefing with you, or you was a paper pusher, you was one of them dudes that write up everything they was doing because they was definitely out of pocket up there. So if you was one of those type of dudes, what they'll do is they'll pull up on you and talk to you. They'll even give you their little subtle threats and stuff. Why you writing up all the paperwork? What you doing up here? Chewing tobacco and all the sweating, and I mean, it was disgusting, man. And they'll rip the paperwork up in front of you, and they was doing that up there. That's true story right there. They didn't like you writing up paperwork. My whole thing was I felt like they didn't like it because a lot of them up there was super duper uneducated. They couldn't even read the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? You put your name on there, a lot of people was getting away with charges up there because they get a charge and they'll sign the wrong name on the people. Ain't even know what name you signed. You got to sign the charge. You know what I'm saying? You sign your name is Johnson. You signed Allen on there. They don't even know the difference. So I knew they couldn't read. A lot of them up there couldn't read. Or they would get paperwork and they were like, what is this? Where you writing up? It's right there. I asked you, boy, what is it? Because they couldn't read, and they'll call another officer, and they'll call one of them that was qualified to read. They come read. Oh, he writing this up. He says that also such and such and such. Oh boy, ain't nobody, and rip it on up right in front of you, man. It was just insane. You like, man, what? And you have no recourse. What else could you do? It wasn't nothing you could do, and you start complaining enough. So what they was doing was, now that they couldn't just come and just brutally whoop you because they had the spotlight on them, they'll go to the gang members and they'll talk to one of the head gang dudes or something and offer him stuff to go do something to you. Diabolical, man. Diabolical, man. So you ain't got no beef with no gangs or no gang members or nothing, but you got to worry about them there attacking you unbeknownst to you because the police done sick them on you. And they was sicking gang members on jokers, and they was offering them favors. Look, freak books was big up there. It was a big commodity. We ain't got no women. You know what I'm saying? You get the pornographic books, that's your woman. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't into the tomfoolery. So they was sneaking in the freak books. And you had some officers that was charging dudes an arm and a leg to get the freak books in. Right? They get the freak books in. The freak book on the street costs $7, $8, $12. They selling them in there for $150, $200. And dudes is buying them. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, who you lack of, you know what I'm saying? So dudes was buying them, right? So what they would do is, these people were so diabolical. You might have an officer that might bring in the freak books. You done paid him or got somebody to send him some money. He might bring you in 5 or 10 of them. And you gonna make a mid off of that. You gonna make some money off of them joints. Some dudes was so crafty, just like drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? How they drug dealer get an ounce and he break it down and sell it in pieces so he can make more. Dudes was doing that. They'll get a freak book which they can get $150, $200 for, but they'll take and rip the pages out of sections of. They had the freak books. They had the whole movie, and if it was a movie, they had that movie in the freak book, page by page by page. You know what I'm saying, or something like that, or a layout of this one girl, page by page by page. It might be 6, 7, 8 pages of one person in the story, or whatever the case may be. Dudes will rip all the pages out. The book might come with 210 pages. The dude might rip the pages out and sell them by the page. You know what I'm saying? Where dudes see one particular girl or one particular story, he might just want to buy that. He might sell them by the page, you know what I'm saying, for $10 a page, $15 a page. And dude will buy that. So he'll break the book down like drugs and make more money off of that. Okay, so now we got the freak books as a commodity. The dude that might be selling the freak books, the CO, that might get the money to bring them in, he know who got them. So what he'll do is when the COs is mad at this dude and they want to get this dude, so they'll go and tell the gang member, y'all go ahead and get him, man. Go ahead, we gonna be in the tower. You know, we ain't gonna shoot you. Beat him up. Do whatever you want to do to him. And when we hit the bell, just get out the way. We'll shoot him. You know what I'm saying? You just lay down. You know, they was doing this stuff, man. It was crazy. So their payment would be they might say, well, we're gonna give you some books, or we gonna bring you some food, or might bring you a little tobacco or something like that. So now the dude who got the connect that bringing in the books is getting paid to bring in the books. He'll tell them, uh, oh, what's the name? Got all the books. I just bought him a stack last week. So they'll go shake him down. These are different officers. They'll go shake him down, stealing books, tell him you don't supposed to have it. It's contraband, but we ain't gonna give you no charge. We just gonna confiscate it. They'll confiscate the books, and he ain't worried because he don't get no charge. He just out of the money that he done paid the officer to bring it. But he don't know these officers working together, so now they know where the book's at. So they'll confiscate the books, and then they'll use the books and give it to the gang dudes as payment for hits that they done put out on jokers. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, vicious, 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 diabolical schemes these jokers running up there. So you could easily be complaining about something to the police or writing something up, this injustice. The only way you could get any justice is to try to write it up, or you trying to get off the compound, you writing and trying to get, and they don't like it, right? So they put the hit out on you, and you easily walk out of your cell, go and take a shower or something, and some gang jokers run up on you, try to stab you up or stomp you out, and you don't even know what's going on because you ain't never had a word with them, you ain't never had an issue with them or nothing, but the people done put them on you. Yeah, the people done put them on. So this is how crazy it was up there. This is how on point you had to be up there, because you don't know what's coming, how it's coming, or why it's coming at you. You know, so you always on alert up here. You know, you always on alert. Then the gang dudes, you know what I'm saying, for real, these young dudes, man, they trying to survive too. So I hold them accountable, but at the same time I understand to a degree their, you know what I'm saying, their mentality, because it could be one of their gang members that the police don't like, and they'll go to the head gang dude and told him, man, we don't like him. He disrespectful, or you know, or we don't, you get him up out of here, man. They'll jump on their own people. Yeah, they'll jump on their own people. They'll jump on their own people, because what choice do they really have? Because if they don't want to do it, then the police gonna target them. You understand? So you in a rock and a hard place up this joint, man. I mean, a real rock and a hard place, because the administration up there, the officers up there is running that joint like the mob. They running it like the mob when I was there. They running it like the mob. This type of activity, that's mob activity, man. That's mob activity. You know what I'm saying? Then you got inmates and whatnot, them feeding them. You know, they setting up in the booth eating holiday packs and eating commissary soups and everything, man. You know, and they'll go in your cell and steal your stuff. Yeah, they'll shake your cell down and go in there and take food and everything, and they be up there in the booth eating it at night. Country hillbillies. You understand? Yeah, and how you know they eating? Easy. Because they got to throw their trash away, and when they throw their trash away, it's out there in the morning, and dudes will see it. The little trash bags that come from the booth, they got to dump them trash every day in the booth. That's how dudes start getting tobacco. So when dudes start getting the trash cans out of the dumpsters in the morning looking for tobacco, they see all this food packages in there from inmate food, from commissary food. And then you got a whole rack of dudes saying, yeah, they shook down my cell, man. They took some of my food, woo, woo, the woo. Or, man, my stamps is gone. They'll take your stamps, anything they got value of money, and they'll trade it off. You'll see somebody else, they'll give it to a inmate that they working with. They'll give it to a gang member that they cool with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it was wicked up there, man. I'm telling you, it's wicked. It's wicked, man. Prison in itself is wicked. You got to deal with all of the nuances that's going on in prison, all of these different characteristics and do's and whatnot, and attitudes and personalities. And then you got to deal with this diabolical administration. Man, man, it was something, I'm telling you, man. It was something up there, man. It was something up there. If you look at any picture of me up there, man, you can see the life drained out of me, man, because I was so, you know what I'm saying, I was gone, man, because I'm living dangerous, because I'm like on go at all times, because I don't know. And all I know, if I go up out of here, I'm trying to take somebody with me, you know, because it was death on the table up there every day. Every day, because you ain't know what was going on. You ain't know what was going to happen. You know, you ain't know what was gonna happen, man. The dude that sleep right beside you you could come out your cell in the morning and he could try to stab you up because somebody some sick them on you, the police to sick them on you. He got misinformation, he going on some fake rumors, whatever the case may be. And everybody up there, when they move, they gotta move fast. You gotta move fast. So normally, if you know you got to move fast, you're gonna try to move with that Bethlehem if you really trying to hurt somebody and put some work in, because soon after the bullets are gonna start flying. Soon after the dogs is gonna start biting. So you gotta move fast. So when dude gotta move fast and he trying to inflict some pain on you, he coming with that work, man. He coming with that Bethlehem, man. So you in danger, man. You in danger at all times of this joint, man. And it was just man, it was yeah, it was a task up there, man. It was a task up there for sure, man. But the way they was moving up there, man, it's like it was like the mob. The administration itself, it was like the mob, you know, because they had total control of the whole institution, and they was running the institution on some racist gangster mob type stuff, man. And even when they put the head warden up there, before I left, he ain't had all that stuff in control, because they knew. I've heard officers say out their old mouth, y'all think we got a black warden there change something, don't it? It don't change nothing up here. Yeah, it don't change nothing up here. And that's how they felt. That's how they truly felt, you know. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. And lo and behold, with all the nepotism going on up there, with all of the family members, same thing. If you did something to one of them officers and they had some kinfolks there, oh Lord, they coming to get you. They coming to get you, man. I've seen it. They coming to get you because they could come and get you. And there won't nobody to tell them that they couldn't.
The banking special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.